Hello my friends, welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 video. This one is a little bit different. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Great War Redux, a very popular mod, a very famous mod for a good many years that is just being very weird, and it's going in a direction where you can really kill, maybe not the mod itself since it will always be on Steam, but really kill a community behind it. And that is their moderation team. That is their Discord server, that is their Reddit server, and the people who manage their Steam page itself. It's pretty ridiculous. Now, this all started a couple days ago when I was banned from the Discord server for the Great War Redux. I was completely banned from it. I wasn't given a reason why. I didn't know why. So I went on to Reddit to see if anyone else had also been banned. And yes, it turns out there has been kind of a ban sweep. They sent out in teasers, Italy teaser, where they were showing off some Italy content for their mod, and they made a statement about the unfulfilled victory myth, which is a myth, I agree, used for propaganda. It was an Italian propaganda thing after World War I to say that they were not given enough and that they had to conquer more. Now, parts of that are true, parts of that are not true, like every single thing. But they made a statement under their teaser where they said that it was false. And there's a whole bunch of emojis on it. You know how emojis are. I can go in my own Discord server and there's a bunch of different random emojis. Like, what is this? On all of these posts from me. Some of them, not in a while, but some of them are sometimes mean. Sometimes there are big red X's over something. But they don't like that. They don't like that on their server. So I was banned, I guess, from clicking on some of those emojis, reacting to it, because I guess they banned anyone who disagreed with the notion that it was a myth. I would counterpoint that just clicking a little reaction image does not mean that, you know, I full-on am a fascist or I full-on support Mussolini. It's very odd. But I was banned from it, for it. I don't know if I'm still banned now, because there was some sort of drama that had happened. So let's see if I'm still banned. I'm still banned from the Discord. So unfortunately I can't show you any of that. You know how Discord works. I can't even make an alt account or whatever. That's just how it is. But they banned everyone that did that. And I only found that out because I saw a Reddit post on here that was saying, what the hell, I got banned, same kind of thing. And I made a comment on that as well. Said, yeah, it's weird. And I criticized them for it. And so they took that down. And not only did they take that post down, they've been taking a lot of posts down. Ever since they released their last update for the game that included all these new German states right here. This is pretty cool, actually. But a whole bunch of different German content. And they also got rid of a lot of content. They got rid of a lot of they got rid of a lot of alt history content, which is definitely controversial. They did a lot of other controversial changes. And when that happens, people, you know, your community that you're making this for, the people who actually play it, speak out against it. Those posts are removed. They were removed from this Reddit for honestly no reason. And it's kind of ridiculous. And what also was removed was that post that was saying, what the heck, why am I being banned? So they're getting rid of negative feedback. They're getting rid of people complaining, everything like that. And of course, people complain to my server. It's part of being one of these people. But you don't get rid of it. Now, I even wrote on their Steam page, Mozzie, stop banning people for reaction emojis or complaining about parts of an update. I get it's your server and your subreddit, all of that, but shutting people up will almost never look good. And I actually had to post this again because it was removed like 2 hours ago. I made something similar to this, and it gets deleted. And removing posts like that, they actually saw my comment on that post, and they banned me from their Reddit because of it. I have the message right here, but you can see right here, hello, you've been permanently banned from participating in the subreddit because your comment violates this community's rules. This is what I said, by the way. You can't even joke with an emoji anymore. Server's so lame. That is what made me get banned. Now let's see, actually, what is bannable anyway? Because if I was banned from the server, it must have been because of these bannable offenses right here. Let's check the bannable offenses list for the Reddit. We have discriminatory and hateful statements targeting individuals or groups on the basis of citizenship, ethnicity, race, sex, gender, identity, sexual orientation, religion, etc. Support or apologia of crimes against humanity, including but not limited to genocide, ethnic cleansings, war crimes, terrorist attacks, etc. Support or apologia of perpetrators of said crimes against humanity, unsolicited advertisement of any other Discord server, sending NSFW content. And my comment was that you can't joke with emojis anymore. And that was somehow bannable. When I hear this, I hear Don't be racist. Don't be sexist. Don't be any of that. Don't support, Hitler or discrimination of the Jews or the killing of all these people, etc. And don't advertise. That all makes sense. That's not what I got banned for. I don't know what to say to this. I already did respond. I just said crazy work. But what more can you say? Really. And this is not all. I got banned from the Discord, like I said before, and I've actually had fights with their staff before on the Discord. The Discord is the main problem, I think. And that is because the devs are, rude on there. They are very opinionated, which of course I can be too. And they're very political. Now, I am political to a point. If we look in my server, I have a spot for news, I have a spot for news. But I do try to be, partial. I try to use like BBC, stuff that's like center sources, and I just tell it how it is. It's just a cool thing that we do. What I don't do is I don't go into my updates channel, my announcements channel, and say, hey, this server and the entire dev team, of course it's just me, but support Israel or support Palestine. I don't make that as an announcement, and I don't say that the whole team supports it and all that, because it just is weird. It's a weird way of using your server to like push a message. Now I get that Hoi 4 is a political game, right, at the end of the day, but does that mean that you can't just talk politics among members? No, you can talk politics amongst members, that's fine, but does that mean that you should have your whole team take a political stance and announce that to thousands of people? Like you're an organization? No, I think that's like trying to convince people, trying to sway people, and using too much power for it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a mod Discord server. We don't want to hear about that. So that's a thing. And I've seen posts in the past by them. There was one that they deleted, but that was very interesting and made me actually get into a fight with the devs. It was that they said that the team behind the Great War Redux like unequivocally supports the state of Iran against like the terrorist attacks by the United States. Now the Iran conflict is a troublesome thing. It is partly our fault for what has gone down, what went down in the 70s, what went down in the 50s, etc. Of course. But does that mean that you support a terrorist state that the UN shuns? I don't think so. Like, that's just so weird to me. Now I understand this is when all the bombing was going on in Iran. I would understand if you said that you stood with like the Iranian people, the ones that like civilians there maybe, but no, that's not what it said. It said we support Iran against the terroristic United States. It obviously leans a certain way politically, which is fine. I lean my own way, but it's just so weird to see that, and it's also just so weird to see criticism just get deleted. There was like 5 posts on here. If you filtered anew, like I have here. They were here like yesterday. I saw them. There was some of them saying this update, I don't like this part of the update, or the Discord is out of control, etc. And it's all just gone. And of course, I'm not saying that you can't do that. I mean, does what I say go against these rules? Maybe to a point you could argue that. Is it questionable how like serious it really was to require banning? I don't think so. I think it's pretty obvious that it wasn't that serious. But do I want back in? No, this is not a community I think we should be a part of. This isn't like, these aren't like moderators and stuff that you should support, because these people are like, I don't know if they're power hungry or what, or if they're just like very opinionated, or if they don't really know how to control people like this. But you don't just silence whoever you want for speaking out against anything. It's not harassment of a developer. Like, you're not freaking out, or you shouldn't be freaking out or having a mental breakdown because someone's saying that they don't like part of a path. You should, especially with a big mod team like this, you should get together and talk about it. You should not do this. It's fine to do, but when you infringe on people's free speech, people will not like you for it. And I'm afraid to see this mod fall apart, because it's a cool mod. And like I said, I don't think people are ever going to stop playing it. But for people to not feel comfortable being in these servers, for people to get banned from these servers, I'm permanently banned. It really turns off your interest. I don't want to play this mod, even though I like some of the features. I really think it's really cool, the claim system that they have, and the systems for the winters, the turn of winter, and the paths that used to be in the game, at least, and all that. I just don't feel that, like, this is the best mod to play that with now, because it's just so, it's just one of those things that turns you off. Also, if you have like criticisms like of the mod or of the mod team, what I suggest you do if you don't want to get banned from something, as funny as that is to say, is to go to the actual like official Hoi 4 Reddit, Discord, you know, that kind of stuff, or the Hoi 4 modding one. And if you want to talk about it there, because it's a lot harder for them to get to you, no matter how, you know, triggered they are. But yeah, that's that. Just remember, if you do that, to still be respectful. These are still human beings, and maybe I'm misinformed. Maybe I don't know as much as I should. But just from what I've experienced and what I've been through, it really just seems like they do not like any sort of criticism, and they seem to blow things out of proportion. And the political stuff is just weird. So yeah, that's that. That's about it for this video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, whatever it is for you. Thank you so much for my members. You guys help a lot, but also thank you for everyone who's watched to the end. That is very nice of you. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.